two, I think we're live. 1, 2, 1, 2, I think we're live. 1, 2, 1, 2, I think we're live. I think we're live. Woo! All of these niggas be on you. I'm just saying I can be, yeah, one that you call and you talk to, girl. I'll share my world with you. If you wanna waste your time, waste your time with me. I'll be honestly, open eyes and see. If you wanna waste your time with me, waste your time with me. Microphone. One, two, 1, 2. Yeah, it's been a long time, brother. Make sure you guys can hear me. Let's get everything started. Yeah, discombobulated family. check my mic. 1, 2, 1, 2. Kind of technical difficulties. It's happening. A live function. We're going to talk about white privilege, family. White people say, we don't know what white privilege is. We have no idea. White privilege is when you always get to kill black people and nothing happens to you. That's white privilege. The murdering of innocent people at the hands of white people and nothing happens to you. They always try to pretend they don't know what white privilege is and how does it exist. So we're going to try to explain it to them, what exactly it is. Since they always claim that it does not exist, and it's in our imagination. Imagine everything with us. All right. Can we just talk for a minute? What's going on, Kay? Can you hear me? Can we just talk about white privilege? Can we talk about white privilege? Can't go live on BitChute, so my BitChute live has been turned off. You let me go live on BitChute too. My BitChute live has been turned off. That's called white privilege. They don't want you to talk about shit. Rich nigga, looking at a rich nigga. And I don't dance.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the Black Hot Fire Network. This is the Black Hot Fire Network, Black Hot Fire Network.
Black Hot Fire Network.
Black Hot Fire Network. Black Hot Fire Network.
Media of the 21st century. Media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
The media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
As we dive into amazing conversation, we get to discuss matters affecting African people, the African history, and the African identity.
Trying to bring up Pan-Africanism, Renaissance,
relationships, life, politics, and everything in between. So we get to host some of the most amazing shows, talking about the creative industry in the country and outside, studio interviews and covering events in the ground. Where we play the best top 10 countdown in the country, and where we say nothing but the truth.
Do remember you can join us, download our app which is on the Google Play Store, and also stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com.
So remember to follow us on our social media platforms
and win yourself some cash prize as you tune into amazing conversation.
The media of the 21st century. This is where everything happens. Right here only on the Black Hot Fire Network.
I need to some. Let's do this. I don't know what this thing is doing, guys. Give me a second. All right. Let me see if you guys can see me now. Booyah. Get out of that. All right, it should be visible now. Let's get this party started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll say welcome back to everybody to the Black Hot Fire Network show. I'm your host, Mr. Black Hot Fire. Always on that ass, and we're broadcasting live from the homeland of the United States of America. I want to give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Rumble, everybody on Twitter/X, everybody on BitChute, everybody on TikTok, and everybody listening to us on the on the original Black channel, foundational Black channel, BlackHotFireNetwork.com, on all podcasting platforms globally. And also, family, on all your TV platforms, your Roku, your Android, your Apple, your Amazon. So strap on your head, kid, get ready for the ride. You know what time it is when you hear this? Ring alarm, the school's back in, stupid. Here we go. Black, hot, fire. Come on. Here we go. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Back in the building. Black, hot, fire. Let me check out my camera, make sure my camera gets it right. This one that already went down. That's what I get, one that already went down on me. Black, hot, fire. We have been here. Come on, come on, come on. Black, hot, fire. Welcome back to everybody. Black, hot, fire. Okay, camera back up. Camera back up. Black, hot, fire. Ready? All right, family, live again. How's everybody doing, baby? You find yourself watching this from, you're on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all other streaming platforms. Well, family, it happens again, and it's unfortunate that we see this consistently happen over and over again. And so we've had another man murdered in police custody, or, well, he was in prison. So Robert Brooks was beat to death. Like I said, this is worse than the Rodney King thing, because at least Rodney King lived. And you see no one else on any of these platforms, especially the white ones, are talking about it, because it doesn't fit in their narrative. They don't ever admit the savagery that they do. Now, this man was beat to death, and as I was looking up earlier today, I haven't seen anyone being charged yet. So this is what we call white privilege. When white people say, well, what privilege are you talking about? The privilege to murder and not be goddamn arrested for blatant, clearly defined murder. Now the sound was off because, of course, they would, messing with the body cams. And I'm sure some of the footage, the footage is shocking, but we know as black people, this is what we get all the time. And then we talk about we're supposed to be complaining. We're supposed to be complaining when we talk about this. Now every other race has an anti-hate bill but us. And most violence in this country has been put upon us as a people. This is blatant facts. No matter how you want to
slice the dice. There's an Asian hate crime bill. There's one trying to put some fake ass anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic bill by the Zionists who no one ever comes after. You won't find no other race of people, Pamela. You won't see it nowhere. We have a group of individuals in the prison system or police beating someone to death. I don't see any Asians getting beat to death. I don't see any Hispanics getting beat to death. I don't see any East Indians getting beat to death. But I always can see black people getting beat to death, especially black men, by a bunch of savages. There's never any problem with that. But there's never been any legislation passed for an anti-hate black bill or anti-black hate bill. Ever. But most of the violence in this country is perpetrated on black people. And that's a fact. That's how rotten this country is. Like everybody wants to play like they don't understand this. It's beyond their understanding that this is going on. And when you mention this, you're supposed to be playing the victim. So was Mr. Robert Brooks playing the victim when they were beating him to death while his hands were handcuffed? Was he playing the victim? I'm still waiting for the footage of any Asians getting beat to death like that. Any East Indians, any white people, any Hispanics or Latinos. Where is the footage of anybody besides black people getting beat to death? Now I hold my breath because you won't see it anywhere. Now in this country you won't. You won't find it or see it anywhere. But they'll try to gaslight you and try to say we're the ones that are most violent, when statistics and society doesn't show that whatsoever. It doesn't show that whatsoever. But that's what the media portrays, that's what the news portrays, and every time we see raw footage of somebody being black being beaten to death. And this is clear-cut murder. But of course, once again, the perpetrators have been allowed to take the day off, get there. It's going to be a full investigation. Full investigation needs to be done. It's right there in black and white. It's right there in the footage. It was murder, clear cut. And the funny part about it, all the other people that were around there, as they were facilitating this crime, no one stepped in to stop these savages. No one. So you got the nurse that was in there and other people around. It was like 14 people standing around as these three men beat this man to death. As they beat this man to death, you haven't seen such savagery. But these are the white people that tell y'all, trust the police, trust the law enforcement. This is always rare, it's rare. It's rare that they got caught, man. Now I'm reading some articles, they say this is normal practices that happens in prisons, right? This is normal practices that happens in prisons. But beating someone to death, yeah, I think that's something kind of new. And have it on footage. Yeah. But there is no anti-black hate crime bill. There's an anti-Asian. Where are these Asians getting beat with an inch of the light? Where's this happening at? Where's this nonsense happening at in this country? Tell me, show me. I'm interested. Tell me, I'm asking for a friend. Someone let me know. You guys want to call in, the number is 850-368-9102. The number is 850-368-9102. Feel free to call in. I want to know what somebody thinks. Because this whole thing was sad and disgusting. But, But we see it over and over again. And like I said, this is what white privilege looks like. You get to murder someone, don't get arrested, talking about some fake investigation. You've never seen in your life any black officials beating a white man to death on camera ever in this country. But you see it over and over again with black people. But they tell you that if you say it, you're playing the victim card. That's the nonsense they do. You're playing the victim card. How dare you mention our savagery? How dare you do this? Who are you to mention how savage we are and how dubious when we say there's a such thing called white privilege and it exists? Because I tell you right now, these were black prison officials that beat a white man to death. They would have been arrested as soon as the tape was released, and it would have been released that night. You would have already seen them doing the perk walk, and we know this. But we all want to play stupid, play crazy that this white privilege doesn't exist. It's an imaginary thing. It's in your mind. You know, I haven't seen none. You always check out the right-wing wacko channels. You know, they ain't none of them covered. Ain't none of them cover this story like it didn't happen. They don't ever want to touch it. They always want to tell you back to bans and all this other nonsense. Most police in America are criminal. Most are criminal. And that's sad. Because the institution itself is rotten. The culture itself is rotten. So you can't say there's a few good apples. A few good apples get turned bad because of the culture. So even in supposedly correctional officers, right? Whatever, there's a few good ones. Okay, I always said there's always a few good ones in any bunch. But the culture itself is out of control because they had no fear and beat this man to death. So they've obviously done this before. They've obviously done this before. Maybe not murder, but beat someone of an inch of their life. They've done it before because it was too much of the norm and everybody standing around. And the funny part about it, no one was shocked of this amount of savagery and brutality to a man who was completely not a threat to anybody. Where was the threat? Who was he threat? How was he a threat? How was anybody? Don't come back and tell me your life was in danger. That's one of the cons that they do. I felt like my life was in danger while this man is handcuffed with both hands behind his back. So what's going to be the fake excuse for beating this man to death? Hey, the right-wing wackos, the right-wing morons, you know, he was a criminal. So that justifies them beating him to death. That's the nonsense they'll tell you. This man didn't have any right to his own humanity. I mean, this was shocking on so many levels. But like I said, the people around there, they wasn't even shocked by it. It was just the norm. No one had the humanity to step in and stop anybody. Imagine what kind of psychopaths you're dealing with, where no one takes the initiative to say, hey, you've gone too far. Let's stop it. You've already beat them enough. Let's stop it. No one. There's like 14 or 15 people, including the three that would beat this man to death. No one had the common humanity to say, hey, we've gone too far. Whatever he's done, this is unjustified. This kind of brutality, this kind of savagery is unjustified. So you imagine the kind of psychopathy you have in these certain circles. And I told you, that's it. Everybody knows this now. When you get these positions of law enforcement, they want to make sure you have a low IQ. No, right? We always screen everybody's got low IQs. The police have low IQs because they want them to have low IQs to be able to follow orders, to be able to kill and cause, inflict this kind of damage without any conscience, without anybody around to be disturbed. But there was a nurse around there. So, me thinking she would have to have a higher IQ and have some kind of compassion because she's in the nursing field where she wants to help and heal people. But obviously not. He must have been too black for her to want to perform her Hippocratic oath as a nurse. Her Hippocratic oath didn't go as far as his skin color. You know, it stopped at the skin color for her. Her oath to help and serve and heal, it stopped at his skin color. See, this is a dirty little secret no one wants to admit. It's just a fact. Because you didn't feel no humanity for that man getting beat to death. So the psychopathy within there, within that room, is on another level that most people can't even fathom. Most people can't even fathom that kind of psychopathy. That you would sit by and see someone beat to death and you wouldn't step in as a human being. As a fellow human being, you'd be moved to say, stop. Enough is enough. But of course, they were all white. They all got white privilege. So they're going to find some way to try to make sure that this thing is so heinous, so obvious, so racist. Yeah, sorry white people, this is what you call racism. You can't see that on your face and you are a moron. You try to defend this, you are a moron. This is indefensible. This savage behavior is indefensible. But you're known to defend the indefensible. Because I've already seen it. Try and defend these savages in their criminal act of beating someone to death. Hold on guys, give me a second. Let me set this video real quick. Set up a couple of them. Give me a second. Guys, give me a second. Let me set this up, guys. Let me set this up.
Welcome back. This morning, we're shining the spotlight on the investigation going on into the brutal beating of a handcuffed prison inmate. And this was at the hands of several corrections officers. New York's Attorney General's office released this video, and I do want to warn you, this is very graphic. The video shows 3 officers repeatedly punching, kicking, and stomping on inmate Robert Brooks. This is at the Marcy Correctional Facility. It's located in upstate New York. The incident happening on December the 9th. Now, Brooks was lodged in the prison serving time for assault, doing a 12-year sentence for stabbing his girlfriend. Now, he died from his injuries. After this incident, he succumbed to his injuries and passed away the day after this incident happened. Now, it's unclear what sparked this beating. Well, we know that Brooks had just arrived at the facility hours earlier. We do know that. We know the guards were wearing body cameras, but they were on standby, so while they recorded the images, there is no audio with it. So if you see it, it's just video. That's all they have.
Now, this kind of beat should get you the death penalty. A murder for murder, an eye for an eye. This kind of beat should get you the death penalty. and people that stood around and negated this man's humanity. Can you imagine the level of psychopathy in these individuals who would stand around and watch 3 individuals murder somebody in front of you? Can you imagine the mindset? Who are these people? What kind of humanity? And these be the main ones telling you about this fake ass Jesus Christ shit. Right? These ones be taught that fake Jesus Christ to you and shit. The black people. You be worshiping their fake ass God. And they've always been savage and brutal. And stand around. They need their religion, not to tell them, hey, someone should stop this. Someone show a inkling of humanity and say this has gone too far. I mean, this is mind-blowing.
Now, the New York Attorney General's office says it was important to release the videos for the sake of transparency.
My team met with Mr. Brooks' family earlier this week, and they viewed the footage. These videos are shocking. And
look at her puppet ass. These videos are shocking. But they wanted to go after Goopy Trump for nothing. Because I was lawfare. The real crimes against black people, they take, this is shocking. We're going to investigate. What investigation? Rather, they should be charged right there for murder. The man died as a cause of his injuries. But you remember when they first wrote in the paper, they tried to obfuscate it. They said somehow he died from other causes besides being beat to death. Because that's called white privilege. They tried to obfuscate this man's murder. If something else caused them when they finally took him to get medical treatment for being beat to death, he would have died there. But that would have been too bad, so let's get him to the hospital. And let him die in the hospital, and then try to obfuscate his death, his injuries. Oh, we don't know what happened. We got him to the hospital. We beat the shit out of him, but he didn't die on our watch. He died in the hospital. So it possibly could be something else. Possibly could be something that maybe he committed suicide. Some kind of nonsense they'll come up with. All right?
disturbing. And I advise all to take appropriate care before choosing to watch them.
Now, the Attorney General has also appointed a special prosecutor to oversee the case to avoid a conflict of interest. New York's governor has also ordered state officials to initiate proceedings to fire 13 corrections officers as well as a nurse, all of them implicated in...
Fire? What do you mean fire and the nurse? There's supposed to be charges brought up, but it's not going to fire them. See, this is called white privilege. They're all white people. This is called white privilege. You are accessible to this crime because you were there while it happened and you allowed it to continue. These called all in-laws when black people do something. They say everybody's guilty. No, you're not getting fired. You're supposed to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I mean, you should get murder in the first degree, but you damn sure should get murder in the second and third degree because you were complicit in this man's murder. You were complicit in it. So you were there while it was happening, didn't do anything to stop it. So you are complicit in the murder. So every last one of them should be charged with murder. And that's just a fact. Because you know if they were black, if somebody black be a white man to death on camera, everybody black in there would be an accessory to murder. This is called white privilege. Okay? If you say it doesn't exist, that's what this is called. That's why you haven't been arrested yet. This is white privilege that you seem to don't understand and the opposite. I don't know what white privilege is. I have no clue. I don't understand. Well, I'm helping you right now understand it.
that incident. One officer has already resigned. and criminal charges are expected to be forthcoming. I have two great guests to help me break this all down. I want to welcome back in the Chief of Police at Talladega College. He's retired homicide detective and TV star Chris Anderson. And I want to welcome in Corrections Officer and the former president of the New York City Corrections Officers Union, Elias Hussamadeen. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Let's start with your reactions, initial reactions to seeing this video and the questions that you have in your minds. Chief Anderson, would you start us off, please?
Yeah, so watching the videos was extremely horrific to see. This is yet another stain on not only corrections, but law enforcement as a whole. You know, we are there to protect and serve the people. Even if you've been jailed inside of a prison, there should have been someone there to protect this man, even if it was protecting him against his own co-workers, and it does not appear that that happened. Another thing that I see is
he couldn't have done nothing to cause this kind of treatment, because remember that he was just transferred. He just arrived at that prison, so there was no ill will between him and the other guards. He must have said something flippant that they didn't like, and they felt they were going to be savages and murder the man. And they got the nerve talking about fire. No. Everybody who witnessed this and didn't do anything should be brought up on murder charges. Period.
It's extremely hard to watch. It's bad, and it just yet another stain on my profession.
It is hard to watch. It really is. You're right, Chief. Elias, let me go to you for initial reactions, and then I want to walk through the various parts of the video with both of you. So your initial impressions upon seeing this, please.
Well, my initial impression is the same as Chief. When you see something like this and you're a law enforcement officer, you're a correction officer, you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself, oh my God, no. Because it's hard to convince people that this is not something that correction officers or law enforcement officers involve themselves in. I mean, we actually witnessed or watched a murder. An assassination of an individual who was already doing time for the crime that he committed.
It was a murder.
Excellent points there, Elias. Thank you for that. I want to walk through the various portions of the video and really kind of zone in on certain moments that, to me, seem pivotal. If I was a prosecutor on this case reviewing it, I would be looking at these things. Initially, the first part of this, it all begins as we see one of the guards seeming to, it looks like he's almost putting a towel in Brooks's mouth. It looks that way. And then watch his right hand. He pulls his right hand away very quickly and then starts punching him. And I can't help but wonder, was there biting that happened? I have no idea. I wasn't there, but just watching it, I'm thinking, it looked like he pulled his hand back. I'm curious what you both are seeing there.
I understand, this didn't start with this man. This has been their normal behavior. These savages have been doing this, and these haven't been getting caught. Because I told you, one of the most low IQ individuals in law enforcement. It's how to keep a control of them and to control the masses with brutality. They live in a brutal system. And I would say, there's some good ones. There are no good ones. Okay? Because the culture is bad. So the good ones get weeded out. Whatever good ones are there, they always get weeded out because the culture is terrible. The culture is corrupt. That's why you've seen everybody stand around and no one stepped in and thought their humanity was being compromised and they would step in and do anything. Because you didn't have a humane one in the bunch. You didn't have a humane one in the bunch. So that's what happened. Because the culture, we have all these right-wing wackos, left-wing wack. Oh, you can't defund the police protect, all that bullshit. The cultures are rotten from top to bottom. And they know that, but they need that for their protection, their savagery, the inhumane. Police culture is rotten from top to bottom. That's why you see no one step in to alleviate this man's pain. You say, hey, enough. Okay, whatever you did, you've already done too much. Let's stop. We've gone before we go too far. No one was willing to step in because the culture is corrupt. The culture is rotten. And then we want to gaslight us and act like it's not. It clearly shows that it is, because there was 14 people around watching this man get beat to death and no one did a damn thing. No one stepped in. No one felt it was their responsibility to say, hey, let's stop this. It's gone too far. No one. Because the culture is corrupt. The culture is rotten to its core. That's why. That's why they now spring into action, as Kate has told you, to try to defend these damn corrupt ass bastards. They've already recused themselves from prosecuting them so they can defend these murderers. Can you imagine that? They're now recusing themselves from prosecuting them because they're going to defend them. Because the system itself is corrupt from top to bottom. The system itself is corrupt from top to bottom.
Chief, back to you.
So my first thought is there was probably spitting by the defendant or the suspect in this case, and that's usually what would happen if a person is in custody. They try to do something to stop the spitting. You know, there are plenty of mechanisms that you can utilize now in law enforcement. We used to have a spit bag that you can put over a person's face that would allow for whatever they were projectiling out of their mouths not to get on anyone else's. But this doesn't add anything to put over anyone's head.
Sure. Now, appreciate that. So maybe that was why they were trying to put the towel in his mouth. I'm going to look at the next clip. One of the guards is lifting his leg, it seems, to restrain him. Elias, what do you see? What is this? What are we seeing here?
If you have a 700 dinosaur, you...
That damn commercial in this damn thing.
What are we seeing here?
You see how corrupt the system is with everybody standing around watching them beat this man to death and not do anything. Not do anything but watch. We say, oh, we're going to be savage. It's called white privilege. Okay, if you don't know what white privilege is, this is it. This is what it looks like. Okay? This is it. There's no videos nowhere in America of black officials beating a white man to death. They don't exist. Because unlike white men, the black men, they do not have privilege, and they'll be locked up if they actually practice this kind of behavior. They know they'll be locked up and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Black men in law enforcement know that. They know they can't behave this way because they don't have white privilege. So when you go around and get to asking what white privilege is, that's what it is. Okay? And play stupid if you want to. And get stupid tricks. This is what white privilege is. Okay? There are no videotapes nowhere ever of any black men beating white men to death in their custody. It doesn't exist. You know why? Because they know they don't got white privilege. And they know they'll be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. That's why you've never seen it. So when you get to talking crazy to me, and you don't understand what white privilege is, I'm spelling it out to you. That's what it is.
This like I said earlier, we witnessed the murder. And the other thing, in addition to what the chief said, as far as sticking the towel rag, also might have to do with keeping him from hollering and screaming and that. But what we're witnessing with the foot, the choking, the dragging, the kicking in the testicles, we're witnessing a brutal murder. And it appears that this is not something that's uncommon to these guys. I'm just...
Exactly what I was saying. This is not uncommon. This guy didn't go as far as killing them, but this is normal. This is normal. This is normal savage behavior. This is normal. This is not uncommon. This kind of savage brutality.
Shot that in 2024, now 2025, that there aren't more cameras in this facility, in this correction, in any correction facility at this particular time in American history. Like, Rikers Island, we have over 10.
You know why not a lot of cameras? Because a lot of white men get these positions. They don't want to go back to, remember those jobs went to them. One thing went down. What happened? Oh, damn TikTok went off. See, those positions go to them. What happened, man? Something stupid come on here. If I get it here, damn thing goes off. So I can get it back on there. But I lost my train of thought. Damn thing went down. What? In a second, so I get this thing pulled back up. I lost my damn train of thought. Oh yeah. There's not a lot of cameras because there's white men in there. They need those jobs because they're the ones with the low IQs and can't get the positions. You see them yeah. Other positions. So they don't want them while they I'll go back. Okay, there we go. While they're brutalizing people. Because this is something they've been doing.
1,000 cameras, and that's not even talking about body cameras. Like, I was the president who actually initially demanded body cameras for my members. It didn't go over well with a lot of them, but initially it's something that would save them and the people that they're charged with protecting.
That's a great point, Elias. Just to follow up on that point for you, we understand that some of the corrections officers didn't turn their cameras on. Your reaction to that?
They didn't turn them on because they knew exactly what they were going to do. And I guess the four who did turn it on wasn't paying attention or turned it on by mistake. But the reality is, thank God for the body camera, because there's no telling whether or not they would have gotten away with this. And this is not something that any law enforcement officer, any correction officer who's charged with upholding and enforcing the law wants to see. There's no one, there's no union, there's no one who can justify what we're looking at. And it's very personal to me because I've been a correction officer for 34 years. And I had siblings and family members who were on the other side of the bars. And I would hate to think that one of them would be whipped or beat like this.
Right, Elias. We have a statement from the Correction Officers Benevolent Association saying this incident is completely contrary to the values that we hold dear and the oath we take as corrections officers to provide care, custody, and control on behalf of everyone in our facilities. And in that last video, we saw him being carried out, and we know that the coroner ruled the cause of death asphyxia due to compression of the neck. Last question to you, please, Chief Chris Anderson. Do you think that we're going to see some homicide charges filed against some of these officers?
I would hope so. And I'll judge him by this video because there is nothing. There is absolutely nothing you can show me, say to me, or tell me that justifies what happened to this victim. And this is a failure not only of the officers that are involved.
They say he would hope so. Him being black, see, these are two black men. They know white privilege. That's why I said, I would hope so. I would hope they would get charged. But this is America. And those are white men beating and murdering someone on camera. And it doesn't turn out most of the time that they'll get charged, even when it's on camera, because it's called white privilege. We know this is murder, but we live in the racist United States of America. And that's just the history of things. That's just what happens. And so I'm hoping it would happen. I'm hoping. Well, keep the hope. And there was justice in this country will be no need for hope. Hope is for children. Justice is supposed to be for adults. But we know this has always been an unjust system. We know that. That's why he's hoping. That's why we have to hope. If you see 3 men beat someone to death, that they're going to be charged with murder. Why would you have to hope? You know why you have to hope? Because they're white. This is called white privilege. That's why you have to hope. That's why you have hopium. Ain't just supposed to be woke culture. It's all the woke culture, the wokeness. All that bullshit they be saying.
But of supervisors, because as I'm looking at this video, I am noticing several senior officers and several supervisors that are there watching this. So yes, you should see a lot of charges being filed.
Exactly. All the people standing by watching it. Exactly. Camera went down again. Shit. Damn.
Out against officers and a lot of people in supervisory positions that are released at the very minimum, that are released relief of duty.
Such sharp analysis from you both, as always. Chief Chris Anderson, Elias Hussamuddin, thank you both so much for your time and expertise this morning. We'll see you soon.
Steven, is that your new book?
Yeah. Look at this. I'm giving this book away this Sunday for free. This is 10 hand and finger exercises. It will save you years if you're trying to learn.
And then what you... Take it up and get to commercial quick as hell. Guys, give me a second. Let me go put this camera back up. Get your other one I had. Give me a second. Camera back up.
Team coverage tonight. News 10 NBC investigative reporter Jen Faluki joins us now. And Jen, a number of local faith leaders are calling for full accountability for all 13 corrections officers and the nurse who were involved in this, right?
Yeah, Deanna, Brett, the criminal investigation continues into Robert Brooks's beating and death. The FBI announced today it, too, is looking into the situation to see whether any federal charges are warranted. Well, all of that happens. Robert Brooks was laid to rest here in Rochester this weekend. Among those mourning his death, a local mother who knows a very similar pain to what the Brooks family is feeling right now.
Lynn Tori Johnson has spent most of her life trying to build up families and make streets safer. She says she was horrified watching the video from...
It says the FBI thing, it'll be civil rights. But if you had any laws that said anti-black hate crime, then you can charge them under that. That's why they never want to put that. Remember you had Kamala Harris and Joe Biden said they were going to put that through 4 years ago? 5 years ago now, it's 2025, 2020, they said they chose that damn scam. While they put Camera come back up, yeah. I got please. Boom. While they put anti-Asian hate crime bills, now they try to push another one, another anti-Semitic bill. Where are they beating Jews to death at? Where is this happening at? Where they beating Asians to death at? He said, where is this happening at? Somebody show me. Where is this happening? I just want to know. But if you have an anti-black bill, anti-hate black bill, then you can charge them with that. Because it's definitely what this is. This is racism, plain and simple. And that's why no one stepped in to stop them, because everybody else standing around them were brutal savages as well. They were devoid of any kind of humanity and treating them with any kind of humanity.
Marcy.
And when I saw it, girl, that thing shook my soul. It shook my soul for him, for what torment, what torture, how he terrorized him. I can only imagine the horror he suffered before he died.
Now, all she can think about is Robert Brooks's mother. You see, Lentori Johnson is a mother too, and she too watched her son die on video. He was murdered in the mass shooting outside of the Boys and Girls Club in 2015.
People that are in these prison systems are still human beings.
Exactly.
I have at least one of the perpetrators who is serving time for the Boys and Girls Club incident. I would not have felt any different had I looked at that video and saw it was him. I want him to serve the time that he's supposed to serve for the part he played in the death of my child. But in the same vein, I would never have wanted that type of brutality meted out to him or brought upon him. Because after all, he belongs to someone. Someone loves him.
Lentori is part of a group of pastors pushing for prison reforms in the wake of Robert Brooks's death. She says the video, while excruciating to watch, is key to systemic change.
Transparency is something none of us should turn our backs on.
And the wheels are in motion already for some of that systemic change. The governor was at Marcy Correctional Facility today, and we have learned she has appointed a new superintendent to take over. His name is Benny Thorpe, and while he spent more than 20 years working in corrections, he has never worked at Marcy, and she says he'll bring a fresh perspective on what must be done. In addition to that, she is expediting $400 million in funding to install fixed cameras and to make sure that every corrections officer has a body-worn camera and that it is activated every time they are in contact with an inmate. She's also demanding an outside firm conduct a full review of the culture, patterns, and practices, not only at Marcy, but at all.
You already know the culture. You already know the culture. Just got on tape. You already know the culture. You already know what the culture is. You already know it.
All state prisons. The Attorney General, who is conducting the criminal investigation into this incident, has not given a timetable on when she will determine what, if any, criminal charges the officer, all the officers, and the nurse will face. Deanna.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, I just...
Well, you caught with... And then once you get out of commercial, once you... Let me get out of that real quick, guys. Get out of that. Trying to get the damn video without all this damn
correction officers. There is growing outrage today over the death of an inmate in a New York State prison who was brutally beaten by more than a dozen correction officers. Detainee advocates are concerned it's part of a larger culture of violence within the state's correctional system. Laura Barone Lopez has our look and a warning to our viewers. The video, which we will show only in part, is very disturbing.
Body cam footage repeatedly kicked, punched, and choked after arriving at the Marcy Correctional Facility on December 9th. Brooks had been serving a 12-year sentence for an assault in 2017. It is unclear why he was transferred to the Central New York prison. At one point, one officer yanks him by the neck and drops his semi-conscious body on an examination table. The beating lasted roughly 20 minutes. Brooks died the following morning. In a statement, an attorney for the Brooks family said, Mr. Brooks was fatally, violently beaten by a group of officers whose job was to keep him safe. He deserved to live. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has requested the termination of 13 guards and one nurse implicated.
Here's she said termination. See, these are your good liberal friends. Termination my ass. Termination. No. Prosecution. In charge with accessory to murder. You see how she trying to be slick? This is called white privilege again. Oh, we're going to fire them. No, we're not going to fire no goddamn body. They are accessories to murder. And it should be prosecuted with the full extent of the law. Not no, step on the bitch, oh, you got fired, go get another job at another correctional facility down the street. You know, you're going to get another job at another correctional facility down the street, and being a nurse, you'll get another nursing gig somewhere else. Now they stand by and watch a man get murdered and didn't do anything. They tried to stop anything. I'm saying you tried to stop it and you were, stopped. You show a part of your humanity, but you didn't do that. That's not what happened to you. What am I thinking going? What happened? It ain't what you did, right? You let someone get beat to death and that wasn't a problem with you. And you got the fake government. See, this is how white privilege works. The government says, oh, I'm going to fire everyone. No, you're not firing no damn body. Yeah, you can fire them in lieu of being prosecuted of accessory to murder. As if there's some big thing she's firing everybody. What are you talking about? These people assisted in a brutal murder, lady. So they should be prosecuted as accessory to murder. It's just that simple.
In the assault. After visiting the facility where Brooks was beaten, Governor Hochul released a statement yesterday, saying in part, "The system failed Mr. Brooks, and I will not be satisfied until there has been significant culture change." In the aftermath of Brooks's death, community leaders and activists are calling for justice and reform.
Just because individuals are incarcerated doesn't mean that they give up their rights to be human beings.
A 2023 investigation by the Marshall Project in the New York Times found that from 2010 to 2022, New York's Department of Corrections filed 5,642 disciplinary cases against prison staff, but only succeeded in firing 28 officers. 3 of the guards involved in the assault against Brooks were previously accused of beating inmates in a similar manner.
They were already accused.
As of today, none of the 14 employees implicated have been charged with wrongdoing.
No.
But New York State Attorney General Letitia James promised a full investigation.
Because I have a responsibility.
Responsibility is nothing. They're white. That's why they haven't been charged. And what have been charged? The white family. That's why they haven't been charged. Right? But they've been charged yet because they're white. That's the dirty secret. And everybody knows it. And that's why the government's saying, oh, I'm going to fire them. I'm not going to prosecute them. They were all standing around and being a part of murder. I'm just going to fire them. Now, you know anybody black male, black nurse, standing around allowing a white man to get beat to death, every last one of them being brought up on charges. You know that's a fact. So we don't know what white privilege is. I'm pointing out to you right there. That's white privilege. Okay? Explain it to you. Because a lot of you white people act like you don't know what it is. Escapes your memory.
And duty to provide the Brooks family, their loved ones, and all New Yorkers with transparency and accountability
Authorities have not released an official cause of death for Brooks, but according to court documents, the medical examiner's preliminary findings show, quote, concern for asphyxia due to compression of the neck. Robert Brooks was 43 years old. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Laura Barone-Lopez.
That's what happens. So where's Bill Trump? He wants that money. Oh, I think Ben Crump just does the shootings, Rick. I think Ben Crump just does the shooting, Ricky. I don't know if he does inmates. and beatings. If he does, I haven't seen him yet do that. So, Bill Crump have murder real tribal. His mumble mouth ass shows up whenever there's a bag. If there's a bag to be had, his mumble mouth ass will show up. Have mumble mouth will travel. Have mumble mouth will travel. I'll show you the videos. Not that video no more, damn.
25 years ago, I bought one.
Video that clearly shows at least 12 strikes or punches to a man who's handcuffed. Robert Brooks had just been transferred to Marcy Correctional.
I'm trying to show the damn video. I can't find the video itself.
Assault. Part of the video you will soon see shows a corrections officer using a boot to kick Brooks, who's handcuffed with a bloody face. It happened Monday, December 9th. Robert Brooks, who was convicted of assault outside Rochester, died at the hospital in Utica the next day, December 10th. His death only became public Sunday the 15th, when it was announced by the state corrections commissioner that an inmate had died after use of force by staff at Marcy. Robert Brooks was identified as that inmate the next day, December 16th. Days later, from the 23rd, the governor called for the firing of 14 people implicated in his death. All told, the state attorney general released nearly 2 hours of body cam footage from 4 separate cameras. We'll walk you through the violence moment by moment. Robert Brooks' family has seen parts of it and called it horrific and devastating, and it is.
What the body cam video shows has been widely condemned for its shocking violence. It begins after 9 o'clock at night, Monday, December 9th, on secure property outside Marcy Correctional. There is no sound because the cameras were in standby mode and not activated by the law enforcement officers wearing them. 43-year-old Robert Brooks, handcuffed behind his back, appears to be lifted off the ground and carried by his arms. Less than a minute later, inside the prison infirmary, which is getting crowded with more prison staff. When we see Robert Brooks' face for the first time, it's bloody. Then the video shows 2 punches, the first of many.
I do not take lightly the release of this video, especially in the middle of the holiday season. But as Attorney General, I release these videos because I have a responsibility and duty to provide the Brooks family, their loved ones, and all New Yorkers with transparency and accountability.
After 2 apparent punches, Robert Brooks' head is visibly wobbly. He's being held up by 2 correction officers. There is more struggle on the infirmary table and an officer appears to deliver another strong punch. Less than a minute later, 3 more successive blows to the back of the inmate's
savage ass shit.
Less than 15 seconds later, a correction officer is seen rubbing Brooks's chest and sternum area. And while the intent is not clear, a sternum rub is a painful stimulus used to assess the responsiveness of someone who may be unconscious. Eventually, Brooks is put into leg restraints. When Brooks is pulled up to a seated position, the video clearly shows he's unsteady, barely able to stay upright without assistance. Even though the video is silent, the next blow is excruciating to watch. Brooks is not struggling. We don't know what's being said, but we see a wind-up, right-hand punch to the midsection. To get him to his feet, prison staff yank him by the collar. Then he's shoved against a wall. In a hallway outside, other staff members are seen listening to what's happening, one of them clearly smiling or laughing about something. In the room, Robert Brooks is lifted straight up off the ground by 2 officers. Then, Brooks is back on the infirmary bed. He is stripped of his pants, now in underwear. He is no longer handcuffed. He is no longer moving.
As Attorney General, you have my word that we will use every possible tool available to us to investigate this death thoroughly and swiftly.
What is blinking and fake shit she's saying? Where are the goddamn arrests at? Why didn't I be Burke walked out of a fucking house by now? The hell are you talking about? What nonsense are you talking? These savages murdered this man, like you said. You see him in the hallway smiling and laughing. Where's your damn humanity? There's no humanity. They all talk about, I'm gonna fire. This moronic ass mayor, governor. I'm gonna fire him. Not fire nobody. Gonna lock these savages up. Not gonna be firing anybody. Gonna prosecute their ass for accessory to murder. They all stood around while someone was being murdered. That means they're now accountable for said murder. See how much, every time they do something like that to somebody black, these are circumstances we always should expect. But if there's anybody black killing anyone white and everybody standing around laughing, all these people would be now have a case against them for accessory to murder. It's a fact. And then these right-wing morons that picked up this story because it's indefensible. It doesn't fit their fake-ass narrative. What happens indefensible. "13 people stood around while this man was being beaten to death." So this is the same images we seen, man, when they would hang us and burn our goddamn bodies, and they would have a picnic and smile and laugh and all that demonic ass shit they do. Told you things have not changed. Remember they would burn us to death and hang us, and they have everybody right around me smiling, laughing. Ooh, look at that. From the children sitting around while they burned us alive and hung us. And then took body parts. These are facts. They don't want to talk about that history. That's why they want to erase history today. That's them. These things they did, ain't even 100 years ago. Hang black people, burn them, and then take half their body parts and put them in jars and shit, or eat them. Imagine this crazy shit. And so what you see, this is no more than a public lynching itself. That's what this is, a public lynching. Where everybody stands around and laughs and, no humanity there. You think he was just stepped in. No. They out there laughing. It's funny. Look at this baby beating them. Ooh, yeah. Yay. This is great. Beaten to death. This is great, beaten to death. This is great. This is awesome.
The body camera videos show a roughly 10-minute interaction from outside the correctional facility to inside, the point where you just saw Robert Brooks on the bed in his underwear. 14 Corrections Department employees, 2 sergeants, 10 correction officers, and a nurse have been suspended. The governor is trying to have them fired. Tonight, the organization that represents New York police.
If you're getting ready to go on Medicare, here are 5 mistakes.
Shit. Talking about the governor's trying to have him fired. The governor's trying to have him fired. Doesn't say he's trying to have him prosecuted. Fired. What the hell is that? What does that even mean? The governor's trying to have them fired, but not prosecuted for accessory to murder. See, it's a little different with somebody being black murdered. There's no legislation to defend us. But if somebody just says Jews may be bad or something, just some arbitrary towards Jewish people, you gotta have all kind of anti-Semitic laws now. But beating a black man to death still doesn't justify a black hate crime bill being passed. This doesn't justify that. But we got everybody talking about some anti-Semitism bill for people not even hurting Jewish people. Where are Jewish people getting beat to death? Where's that at? Show me. We got all this thing anti-Semitism bills being legislation being introduced everywhere. Absolutely insane. So the situation is still the same. You know, sad. And they always try to justify this kind of inhumane treatment because supposedly he was a criminal always in prison. He's already in prison. He committed a crime. What does that got to do with being beat to death? Nothing. As if one has to do with the other. It does not. But he's inhumanely treated, and they knew they were going to get away with it because he's black. And everybody around there was white. And they stood around, but I told you, they're like a packed animal, like a wolf pack. Now you don't like to say all white people bad because they're not, there's no such thing as all. But show me the good ones. Where was the good one in that situation? When the man was getting beat to death. Where was the good one at? I'm asking for a friend. Where was the good one at? I said, hey, let me go ahead and step in and stop this because this is inhumane. Where was the good one at? That's what I'm asking. You know, this is a sad situation. I'm like that lady, this kind of touched me deep within my soul looking at this kind of brutality. And it is pushed aside as the norm. You have your liberal governor up there talking about, I'm just going to try to get them fired. Try to get them fired. Try. That's the least you can do. Try. I'm going to try to get them fired. You mean they won't get fired just out of general purposes? That's the least that should happen. But you should have said, I'm going to prosecute them for accessory to murder. That should have came out of your mouth. So when you think you got any liberal analyze guys, you don't. Okay? I'm about to tell you, don't ever get caught up with that right-left bullshit. That liberal versus conservative nonsense. As black people, we can't be liberal or conservative. What the fuck are we trying to conserve? Nothing. You stole everything from us. We can't go with the liberal nonsense. We don't support none of that. So we stand outside of the political definitions. Because neither one of their goofy ass ideologies benefit us. That liberal bullshit or that conservative bullshit, neither one of their goofy ideologies benefit us. It never has. That's some government looking at a tape of murder, a video of murder tomorrow. I'm going to try to get some people fired. I'm going to try to get some people fired who committed murder, who stand around and watch an innocent man be beat to death. And he was innocent because he didn't do any crime to be beaten to death. He was just being moved from one facility to the next facility. So that didn't justify him being beaten to death. So he is an innocent man. You know, it's absolutely crazy. This thing constantly cut me off. This is crazy. Keep going, it's like dancing on this thing. That's like I don't give a damn if they do ban this fucking app. They can't cut me off because they did nothing crazy, but they keep cutting the damn show off every 5 seconds. They keep asking you want to resume. Why you keep cutting it off? Stop shutting the shit off. Ask me, do I want to resume? I never turned the shit off. Oh, guys, let me do some house cleaning. You guys know, you guys see I'm always with my Black Eye Fire Network gear. You guys can now go to the Black Eye Fire Network and you can get your stuff like on layaway. Hopefully, pay as you go. If times are hard, you can pay, buy now, pay later. Go to BlackEyeFireNetwork.com, go to the apparel store, and you can buy now, pay later now. You got set up where you can't get a hat, can't get a hoodie, can't get t-shirts, whatever we have in there. It's all affordable because you can buy now and pay later. You can pay in installment packages that are interest free. And of course, once again, let me share this. Some house cleaning, quick guys. Bam! Okay, guys, we are all mineral deficient. And I want to go ahead and have you guys go over to the Black Eye Fire Network Sports and Nutrition section. And I want you to check out what we are able to provide for you guys as far as, minerals and supplements. And so we have your brain and focus formula, $39.90. We have cognitive support, right? We have CoQ10. We have fruits and vegetables. We have the colon gentle cleanse, guys. You need that if you're over 40. As far as being black and the messed up foods that we eat, we're subject to colon cancer. So we got colon gentle cleanse at $35.50. This is Black Eye Fire Network. Go to the sports and nutrition section. We have the joint support gummies at $19.90. We have regular joint support at $29.90. We have ginkgo biloba ginseng at $29.90. We have liver support at $29.90. We have probiotic $25 billion in 1995. Another section. I'll go to my categories here real quick, guys, in a second. Go to my natural extracts, the next page. You need it, we got it, come and get it, guys. This damn thing taking so long to load up. Okay, over here we have your platinum turmeric at $25.90. We have Moringa Pure. Now Moringa, guys, if you guys not getting anything, Moringa has all the vitamins you need within this Moringa. It's a miracle. It's a miracle plant. So make sure you go to Black Eye Fire Network, go to Sports Nutrition, and go to what section is this under? It's under Natural Extracts. Moringa Pure at $26.90. You got lion's mane mushrooms at $33.90. You have horny goat weed at $33.90. You have turmeric gummies. You have sea moss. We have sea bread powder. We have ashwagandha, beetroot, chaga mushrooms. On this page. I'm not gonna go through this whole thing. Most of everything we got and also in the TikTok shop. You guys on TikTok, you go to that TikTok shop, and you can see the same products over there on our TikTok shop, guys. So just go into our profile, click the profile on TikTok, go down the shop, and you'll see ashwagandha, beetroot, prostate, vitamin D3, multivitamin gummies, everything right there on the TikTok shop as well. Just go to TikTok, go to the profile page, go to the shop page, everything is in there as well. Let's get out of that. Booyah, back in the building. And like I said, guys, go out and get it. Let me see for a second. Let me see if give me a second, guys. Let me see if none of us got that whole video without nobody's commentary. Shit. Might put the video without the commentary. Let's see this real quick. See if I can do this, guys. I'll get the full body cam. See what this does. was too damn short.
I glitched there. Okay. The next video is from Sergeant Glenn Trombley's body cam, and it shows exactly what happened when they got Brooks in that examination room. We saw him being taken in. This video in its entirety is 6 minutes and 41 seconds. We probably won't watch the whole thing. So this is the second video. This is Sergeant Trombley's body cam. And see something you heard Attorney General James say that they did not have the sound on. They were in a mode that prevented the sound from being broadcast. So they're bringing him in here as we see a little bit earlier in the brutality that has been carried in, not under his own power. And of course, we have our panel, Friday night panel, Brother Michael Imhotep from the African History Network, founder of African History Network, and Matt Manning, of course, Attorney Manning out of Corpus Christi, Texas. So, brothers, there is no audio here. If either of you feel compelled to make any comments, we just think, why we're about 41 seconds in. It's being so obviously, whatever time it was. So it looks like Sergeant Trombley is bringing up the rear there. Yeah, it's redacted video. Okay, now we're coming in. This is where we stopped with the first video. Michael Along. Yeah, these guys, they're pumped up fake courage. No black officers. Okay, brother is sitting upright. Looks like he may have been able to be transported in his own power, but that wasn't going to happen. We can't hear anything as they're talking to him.
Now I'm going black.
Matt, how unusual is this, man? Have you ever seen anything like this, or kind of bringing somebody in like that?
Yeah, I've never seen that, Doc. I've never once seen somebody transported in like that. And I'm kind of glad you asked me that, because one of the things that's immediately very concerning and strange is that this happened during an immediate transport. So how, it's presumably there's not already some relationship where they knew this person or had animus toward him, right? Because he's being moved to a new facility. So it's pretty unusual to see that kind of thing. But also, what I've seen on this case so far is that obviously he's handcuffed. I mean, he was being transported. So I don't even know that they can make any accusation he was in any way posing any threat. So I think part of the reason they got fired, is, what you're looking at on the video, you don't see anything where he looks like he's making any kind of movement so they can say, there was any kind of threat he was facing or that they were facing from him. So I don't have any idea why this is happening this way. It's very unusual and extremely problematic, which is why I'm thinking the powers that be jumped to cut these people loose so quickly.
Yeah, because it did seem very quick, right? I mean, the governor, look at this man, his courage and his tiny fist. Oh. Mike, what do you think, brother?
I was reading the article from the Associated Press on this case, and I see that you have 13 correctional officers and 1 nurse that have been fired. And the first question I ask is, okay, so why is this altercation happening? He's already in handcuffs. So, because I haven't been able to find out, and I'm not even sure if they released this, what precipitated this and what's the cause of this, number one. Number two, the union for the correctional officers, even though they say they will defend them.
Go ahead, sir. Just very quickly, don't forget that point there. Here go these punks speaking on this, brother. This is another angle. This is Correctional Officer Matthew Gallagher's body cam. Looks like we're picking up the thanks team. Looks like, look at this punk. Joe, what the hell? This is happening. This looks like it's picking up right around the same time that we paused Trombley's body cam. So this is Gallagher, Correctional Officer Matthew Gallagher, picking up from there. And then after this, we'll see a little bit from Michael Fisher. But go ahead, Mike. You're about to talk about the union completion.
The union said even though they are going to defend the correctional officers in court, they said a union spokesperson said what we witnessed reviewing the body cam footage is incomprehensible, to say the least, and certainly not reflective of the great work that the vast majority of our membership does. But the union condemned this behavior, which is strange for unions, because usually the unions, like we've seen numerous police shootings, and the unions say that the police officers feared for their lives, the police officers did nothing.
I told you they were gonna try to do that fear put a line shit, but that's not gonna work. Man, the young man was handcuffed. So was that same fake ass fear for your life shit. That wasn't gonna work in this instant. All these white savages around him murdering his brother. So that fear for your life shit, that wasn't gonna work. Fear for your life where? You got the other savages around you watching, negating this man's humanity. I mean, like I told you, it's undefensible. It's undefensible. They're still going to try to defend, it's undefensible. So how crazy this is.
Wrong things like this. But here the union is admitting that the officers did something wrong and the actions of the correctional officers is incomprehensible. So,
but it seems pretty banal to me. I mean, okay. The next video is from Sergeant Glenn Trombley's body cam, and it shows.
That was the end of that one.
A life cut short. The death of Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks, a 43-year-old inmate at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida, New York, died on December 9th, 2024. His death, tragically, was not a peaceful one. It was a brutal end to a life already marked by hardship and incarceration. Brooks was serving a 12-year sentence for stabbing his girlfriend in 2017. Now his family is left grappling with the horrific circumstances of his death, demanding answers and accountability. Brooks's case is sadly not an isolated incident. It throws a harsh light on the systemic issues plaguing prisons across the country. Marcy Correctional Facility, in particular, has a troubled history. This incident is a stark reminder of the urgent need for reform within the correctional system. Brooks's death is a tragedy on many levels. It's a stark reminder of the human cost of incarceration and the urgent need for reform. Unseen violence, the body camera footage and its limitations. The incident that led to Brooks's death was captured on body camera footage, but with a critical flaw, the audio was off. This crucial omission means that while we can see the violent struggle, we can't hear what transpired. The footage shows multiple officers subduing Brooks on an exam table. He was handcuffed and restrained, yet the officers continued to punch and kick him in the face, torso, and genitals. The lack of audio raises serious questions. What were the officers saying? Was Brooks resisting, or was this a case of excessive force?
How's he gonna resist when he's handcuffed behind his back? Resist what? See, that little scam's not gonna work either. I told you, fear for the life and resisting and all this other fake garbled police talk that they do. It's not gonna work. Video's evident of complete brutal savagery. That's what we're looking at. It says it's undefensible. So the same usual tactics are not going to work this time. But this is what they've been doing to black people forever. But we still don't get no anti-black hate bill. And they got all this legislation being trying to be passed for a stop to anti-Semitic. For insulting somebody supposed to be Jewish. They get all these crazy ass legislation. But us getting beat to death and violated, now that still doesn't cause for us to have any kind of anti-black legislation passed and implemented. You know, we don't get none of that.
Audio creates a chilling void, leaving us with more questions than answers. This lack of audio is not just an unfortunate technical glitch, it's a damning indictment of the very system meant to protect inmates. It underscores the urgent need for comprehensive body camera policies that ensure both video and audio are recorded without fail. Justice delayed.
Alright. Let me get out of that. Got it, guys. Let me get out of this. Yeah, booyah. All right, fam, I'm gonna wrap this thing up. See here where I'm at. Gonna do a show Friday. Got back in too late, guys. So I didn't want to show this weekend. Couldn't do a show damn on got back in too late. So I want to say much love to everybody as we wrap this thing on up. We'll ring that alarm and say school's back out, stupid. As we wrap this thing up. Much love, family. Everybody have a good night. As we say, black, hot, fire. We out. Tag it up on the couch. Take my damn jacket down over there. We out. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Whenever you watch this one, smash the like button, tap the screen, sub to the channel wherever you find me sub at. If you're on TikTok, go and follow the channel. If you're on YouTube, follow. If you're on BitChute, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Wherever you find yourself at. Black, hot, fire. We out. Woo! Come on. Much love to the fam. Black, hot, fire. Wanted to do the damn terrorist thing, but I just didn't have no time to do it yesterday. So I apologize, guys. Only one show this weekend. Black, hot, fire. Everybody, good night. Woo! Smash that like button on your way out, family. Don't cross your left. Tap, tap, tap that screen. Black, hot, fire. We out. Woo! Come on. Black, hot, fire. Good night. Peace. Black, hot, fire. Black, hot, fire. We out. We out. We out. We out. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Everybody have a good night. Same black time, same black channel next weekend. Oh, but the staff will be back. So we will be on a daily schedule starting Monday. The staff will be back this Monday, so we will be doing a regular African Day show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The staff is coming back. Woo! Black, hot, fire. What's up, family? Have a good night. See everybody later. Peace. We out.